Back to Celebrity Radio. It's Alex Belfield talking to some of the country's biggest stars and some of my favourite people. And we've got one for you today. A lady who's been singing all of her life but shot to fame on X Factor. She made it through to the final, and I'm delighted to say that Mar Byrne joins us on the phone now from Ireland. How are you doing?
I'm fine, sweetheart. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's lovely to talk to you. I just spent my morning listening to your brand new album, Mary Sings the 60s, and this is a tricky one because, let's face it, I don't think there was any decade that had better music than the 1960s. You've done it beautifully. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I mean, that was, when I was asked to do this album, the first thing that went to my head was, you can't do an album of the 60s unless you do justice to the singers from that era. And I just wanted to actually, give them a good tribute. That's what I wanted to do, and I hope I've done that.
I was very lucky last year to spend an hour with Petula Clark prior to her tour, and to see her at 85 still touring and knocking out those songs. It must be delightful to be able to take these and do them in your own way, but honour the people that made them big hits. I mean, she's still our best-selling female artist abroad ever. It's extraordinary.
And she's an absolutely lovely lady. I did meet her once. And it was just by pure coincidence. She'd come into Dublin, and I met her in Dublin Airport just as she was walking through. Now, I only had a fleeting moment with her, but that fleeting moment left a huge impression on my life. And from that day on, I decided if I was ever going to do any of those songs, belongs to Petula or Dusty Springfield, that they would have to be done my way, but the right way.
Yeah. Very, very wise. On this new album, you feature Dusty and Sandy and Petula and even the Righteous Brothers. Again, Bill Medley's just been performing in Vegas. I got to see him last year. Another one that, when you look at the statistics, I think their song, Loving Feeling, that is the most played song on American radio ever. These are big hits, aren't they?
They are a big hit. And again, a pleasure to do them. And I didn't think I could do them. I really didn't, because I'm just a little woman, big woman, from Dublin, and I didn't think that I would get the opportunity to perform songs like that. And to do, on the album, the song with John McNichol. It was such a pleasure to do stuff like that and really, get it across there and keep that music going, because it is, and it was, the most, for me, influenced era of my life.
Let's talk about you and find out how you made it here today. Obviously, we know from the X Factor bit on, but you had a whole life before then. Were you born singing, and have you always performed?
When I was very young, I used to sing. I remember Dana, Dana who won the Eurovision? Well, her song, All Kinds of Everything, was the very first song I ever sang, and I ever realised that I had a bit of a voice. I've always been performing in front of my family. As I got older, I used to go to the pubs and the clubs around Ireland and sing and do cabaret. And then my brother, he started up his own tribute to Tom Jones, and then I started doing a few Shirley Bassey's. So all my life I've been singing. I lost confidence for about 20 years, and then I decided, it's now or never, and that's when the X Factor came along. But I have been singing all my life, and I love singing. It's part of who I am. It's part of what my family were. So I do love it. I really do. And the X Factor gave me the biggest platform I could have ever asked for.
We all need a backstory, and of course Tesco Mary was a great way of being memorable. On that show, if you don't have a tagline, you're going to be quickly forgotten. And yours was positive. What I loved about your story was it wasn't one of "me granny died in a car crash in 1984. It was just a hard-working lady that could sing. That's beautiful.
Listen, when I went down to the X Factor, I didn't even expect them to use a story like that. I've touched so many people, and it's unbelievable the amount of people who say I was an inspiration to them. And it's because of because I'm a working class woman, and I was 50 when I went on the show, and then people just got around me and supported me, and it was just the best time ever. It was exhausting, it was scary, but my story and my voice carried me along with the people who got behind me, and I could never thank those people enough, never.
What I'm amazed about with X Factor is how you're in that bubble for 6 months and then you're immediately dropped to return to real life. Whether you win it or don't win it, it's the same thing. You're in that house and then you're not in the house. How long did it take you to sort of normalise and get back to reality after that sort of huge furore of X Factor?
It was maybe a year before I kind of came down off the bubble, because I came out to a management team, which were called Medus at the time, who worked with the X Factor. So I kind of had to guide me along. But when we broke apart then, and I came back to Dublin, I found it quite hard because you are protected by the X Factor, by the management team for a long time, well, for as long as they want you. And when you're left on your own, it's the most scariest moment ever. But thank God I was the age I was as well, which gave me, I had my feet flat on the ground, I had my family and friends around me, I was back home as well. It did take a long time to get yourself back together and to come back to normality. Definitely it did.
I watched it last week, and it seems incredibly cruel to me to put someone through and then not put them through and then put them through again and then take them out again. You have to realise you're part of a game and a show. I think it's become even worse since you were on. I mean, the manipulations, it is a TV programme, and of course next year they've got to make another one. You can't forget that. Yeah,
it's definitely, it's also the entertainment. It's not so much... See, I love the X Factor, and I never bite the hand that fed me. That's the way I look at it. But I don't like that 6 chairs challenge. I definitely don't like it. I do think it's very cruel, and your heart bleeds for these young people who are trying to find a way into, the music business. But again, as you said, it is a TV program. It's entertainment. But if you get the chance to get on it and get any sort of platform from it, it can work in your favour. It can also work against you. So I always say, when you're going for something like the X Factor, make sure you have such support behind you.
And I worry that some of the young kids don't. They go on there believing they're going to be stars. And there is an element of delusion. I think what we love about people like you, and I put you in the same category as Sam Bailey, you've kind of been there and done that. You weren't going in it for fame. You were going in it to sing. There's a very big difference, isn't there?
Yeah, there is a big difference. I do look at it. Sometimes I think, is it about the singing or is it about making the TV show? I think, obviously, it's an element of both of them. For me, when I went in it, I didn't think I was going to be a pop star or anything like that. I went in it to get a platform, and thank God I did. I think Sam Bailey was the exact same. I have met Sam, and I've gone to dinner with Sam, and Sam is such a well-grounded woman as well. It's their age and their life experience that gets us through it. The younger kids going in, I think, as you said, they go in thinking they're going to be overnight successes, and it doesn't work like that. Not all the time. Not like One Direction, who had a huge break with Simon and all that. Some of them go in there and you never hear them again. But for me, I would look to say to those young kids, go in with your mind opened, and if that's what you want to do, continue it afterwards. You won't become an overnight success, but you can keep that career going for as long as you can.
And as for the show itself, do you think they care about you? They certainly care about you as long as they can make money. Did you feel there was any aftercare? Did they contact you to see if you're okay, or once they're done, they're done?
So they looked after me to a certain extent. But I do think, once the show is done, it's done. And unless, as you said, you're going to make the money, like any big industry, they're going to just, forget about you. But while you're there, they do give you an awful lot of information and help you to understand that when you leave this show, you've got to keep carrying on. But it doesn't mean because you've gone out earlier, you haven't made it through, that you're not good enough. For me, they did look after me. I can't say they didn't. And I've seen them with a lot of the younger kids as well. They did look after them. Simon Cowell is making a big show. And people look at him and they think he's this, that and the other. Simon is a terrible nice man. I've met Simon after the show. I met him right backstage. And what you see on the television is Simon's business head. Backstage, he's very kind and he's a very gentleman. They all are. All the like Louis Walsh and even down to Mrs. O, who is absolutely a lady to me. And she's funny and she's loving. They do care, but they get on with their worst like everything else. Louis, I text Louis every Christmas, wish him happy Christmas. He texts me back, and then if I happen to ask him during the year, now I have to say he is. He'll always be there to give you a bit of advice.
Oh,
and that's the one thing I like about Louis.
Very nice. The Tesco element of Tesco Mary. Were you working at Tesco as you went into the show, or had you previously been there, and are you still there? Where's the Tesco in the Tesco Mary bit now?
Well, look, when I was in Tesco, I remember going into the X Factor and coming back and telling everybody I'd made it through to boot camp. And I remember my boss was calling me in, and they gave me the time off with full pay while I went through the whole show. Wow. So I'm not still there now. I'm doing music as my career now. I'm out working all the time. I'm doing pantos. I've done a few. I've done a thing called Menopause the Musical.
Yes.
Which was an hilarious show. I did that for 16 weeks here in Ireland with Linda Nolan.
Oh,
And
fabulous.
we had a ball. So I'm still walking. I'm not a millionaire, but I did never set out to be that. I wanted to just work and make music and be on stage. There's no feeling like it when you're singing to a live crowd.
I think there should be a warning on X Factor that 0.00001% of show business make a living. The rest of us are just trying to survive. That's the reality, isn't it?
That is the reality, and that's exactly what I'm trying to do now. And I'm out there earning. And like, when I worked in Tesco, I had a weekly wage, so I knew my money was coming in. Now I don't know. I go from gig to gig. If I don't have a gig for 3 weeks, then I have to budget my money all the way through.
Yeah.
But that's okay, because I've learned to live with that now. Because I do know that a gig will come along. But you know, if I have to go back to Tesco, I would go back to Tesco. I wouldn't have any problem with it.
Let's talk about your musical influences. I mean, obviously you made this 60s album, and I guess that for you, people like Dusty were the benchmark of great voices.
They were. I mean, Dusty Springfield, for me, when I watch her sing on YouTube, it's just a pleasure to see how she expresses the songs, and she lives every word she sings. Shirley Bassey was another one who I idolised, and of course, the great man himself, Tom Jones. They were all my influences in singing. I mean, there's Ella Fitzgerald, there's Elvis Presley, there's Frank Sinatra. All of those people have a part in me when I'm singing, because they were, at the time, they sang songs that meant something, that you could relate to your life. And that's why I love singing big songs like that. I mean, you know, it's just, when you go on stage and you're singing a song, you can't just stand there and sing the song. You've got to let the people come in and enjoy what you're singing and know that you're enjoying it. And that's why those people do it for me.
And as you can hear in this album, that soul you've either got or you haven't. Were you born with that unique warmth to your voice? Because I think that's what we loved about it. The great singers have a unique sound, and they have a warmth, and they have that stunning tone. I guess you were born with that. You can't be trained it.
No, I've never trained. I've never had any training whatsoever. That's just something that comes out of me. You know, I think I should have been born way back in the old days when Ella Fitzgerald was singing, because I would love to be singing in a piano bar. I'd love to be having these, you know, a big orchestra behind me, all that type of stuff. That's what I like, and that's where my voice comes from, listening to that type of music. And having that tone that I have in my voice helps me to sing those songs like that. So I was never trained, but thank God that voice is there. And it took me years to realise that it's not a bad voice, that it's a good voice, and that I can use it to sing those beautiful songs.
What a blessing. And as we talk today, you've just had one of the biggest storms in history come across Ireland. Whereabouts are you? Were you affected, and are you okay?
No, we're okay. It hit the west coast of Ireland most of all. I'm in Dublin, and we just got very, very heavy winds. But we had sunshine all the way through, which is so funny. And, you know, the skies were blue, and this storm was raging. But it was unbelievable. I mean, a few people have been killed through accidents in the water. I mean, why they were suffering in the water is beyond me when there's a big storm hitting the country. But they were. We're okay. I mean, we're okay. There is a lot of places lost electricity and power lines down and trees down. But we're okay, thank God. We weren't hit that bad.
Hey, listen, great to talk to you. Thank you so much for your time. Mary Sings the 60s is out now. You can get it via Amazon and other retailers as well. She's one of our favourite voices and one of the most iconic singers from X Factor, who has this new album, Mary Sings the 60s, featuring the great classic voices of Sandy, Dusty, Petula, the Righteous Brothers, and many more. You can get the new album via Amazon. And Mary, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. It's an absolute pleasure to talk to you, sweetheart. And thanks for those kind words about my voice. You're very good.
You're fabulous. Talk to you soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye, love. Bye.